my workout for December 10th, Friday, December 10th. What we got going on today is 4 rounds of a warm-up, making sure you're getting everything primed and ready to go after some tough workouts on Monday and Wednesday or whatever you did those. Right, so 4 rounds of the warm-up, and we have a longer workout, 15-minute AMRAP, so on the longer end, and we're looking for some consistent movement throughout. All right, so I'm going to start off with the warm-up. 4 rounds, okay? We're going to have 4 rounds of 4 different movements. 10 Cossack squats. We've done these before. I love them because they're great for the hips. They're great just to kind of get us in positions when we squat and we lunge, okay? So looking for a wide stance while I'm doing these. Chest as tall as possible, and I'm getting as deep as possible when I do these, okay? So I'm gonna lunge to the right or squat to the right, and I'm gonna squat back to the left, okay? So there you can notice my chest is tall. Notice what happens with my feet here. When I lunge or I squat, right, we're actually squatting, they're called Cossack squats. I'm gonna lunge to the right, my right foot stays flat, my left toe comes off. When I head back the other way, it does the other thing, okay? So make sure you're staying in your heels at all times, the toes are coming off as you alternate back and forth. Chest is tall, looking for full depth. Can't get here, right? Stay here, that's totally fine. If it feels good just to pause for a second, pause for a quick second. These don't have to be the fastest movement, it's a warm-up. Once I get done there, new movement. Find a wall, find a chair, find something to balance on. I have my handy dandy rig here, right? What we're looking for is I'm gonna balance on my left leg. Actually, I'm gonna balance my right leg for this, okay? Both hands. Hold on to a wall, hold on to a door, hold on to a chair. All I'm going to do is try to open my chest up, and I'm going to feel this in my hip flexor, in my groin, my hamstring. Chest towards the floor, chest opens up. Chest towards the floor, chest opens up. 10 hip airplanes, 5 on one leg, 5 on the other. No real modification for that. Just use more body support, okay? You can bend the back knee if you want to a little bit and open up. But it's really most beneficial if the front leg is locked out and the back leg is locked out. Once I get done with those 10 hip airplanes, 10 calf raises, so both legs on the floor. You can grab that chair, grab that wall if you need to. Tippy toes, 2-second pause, bring it back down. Tippy toes, 2-second pause, bring it back down. When I do calf raises, I like to kind of balance out the movement, up on my tippy toes, up on my heels. Okay, so try to drag those big toes off the floor if you can, and then finish it off each round with a 15-second plank hold. Up on your hands, great, squeeze your butt. Down on your elbows, great, squeeze your butt. Doesn't matter to me, just keep that core nice and strong in that movement. 4 times getting through those 4 different movements. It's gonna take you a little bit, 5, 6, 7 minutes, that's totally fine, rest is needed. Then we're getting into the long part of the day, 15-minute AMRAP. AMRAP is as many rounds and reps as possible. So if you get through 4 rounds, 4 complete rounds of these movements, plus 10 reps into the next round, your score would be 4 plus 10, okay? Now I'm gonna go over these 4 different movements for you. 20 step-ups or high knees to elbow. So I'm gonna step out of the screen here real quick. Tell your coach to be a little bit more prepared next time. So if you have a small stool, if you have a cinder block, right, a piece of wood, a couple pieces of wood that you could stack up, something that you feel safe, this is kind of the first introduction as some tools that we'll be using that you could be having. So I have a 12-inch box here, doing 20 step-ups. So foot flat on the box, step myself tall, bring myself back down, foot on the box, stand up tall, bring myself back down. It doesn't have to be very high. This is 12 inches off the floor, but right, I feel confident doing these. If you want to stack up 2 books, right, 2 cookbooks, it doesn't make any difference to me. Something that you feel confident is not going to slide out from under you, that would be a great movement for those step-ups. You say, Rory, coach, I don't have anything like that. That's totally fine. What I'm looking for is a knee to an elbow. Alternating knee to my elbow. These do get tiring. 20 of these, alternating back and forth. Good, strong glute and hamstring movement. You're also going to feel it in your core. Once you get done there, we're going to head down to the floor. Probably a new movement for a lot of you. High plank position. These are called plank jacks. Really focus on wide feet, being quick while you're doing these, and also keeping your core intact. So plank position that we're in, it probably feels like all the time. Legs are wide into that jack position. Back. Wide, narrow, wide, narrow, wide, narrow. All you're doing, right, is a jumping jack on the floor when you're doing these. This is what it would look like if I was facing down. 20 plank jacks. Then I'm going to a 20-second wall sit. Shoulders are on the wall. butt, the lower part of my back and my butt are on the wall. I'm looking for a 90-degree angle here. So I'm going to sit down against the wall. Hands, ideally, are just kind of relaxing here on my hips or on my on my thighs here. We don't want you holding yourself up this way. Okay, we want a 90-degree angle coming out of your calves into your hamstrings. 20-second wall sit, take breaks as needed. Some of us are only going to be able to do 5 to 8 seconds at a time. You're going to have to rest and then complete the rest of those 20 seconds. 20-second wall sit and 20 side-to-side planks. This is a challenging movement. This is where I'm going to ask you to make sure you're taking some rest as needed and not burning out early. So I'm going to show you two ways to do it, two different camera angles to get through these. So my side plank, okay, it's 20 side-to-side planks. So my side plank, I'm having my hand anchored into the floor. My feet are together here, okay, and what I got to do, I got to get to that other side for a rep. So I'm going to get over here. There's one. For you to pause for a quick second. There's two. There's three. A couple things on these. You got to be able to balance. That's a big piece of it. I'll drop it down to my elbow and show it to you that way. You got to be able to balance. You're going to feel these in your obliques, and it's going to start to burn pretty quickly. So make sure you're taking those rests as needed. Slow down the movement. Almost feel like you're pausing in between. I can also be low plank. This doesn't take quite as much balance. I can roll to the other side and roll to the other side. The last thing I can do, instead of my feet stacked up together, I'll actually swing this around. Okay, instead of my feet being stacked up together when I'm doing these, I can separate those feet just a little bit. Roll this way, roll back this way. All I'm looking for you to do is have that hip elevated up off the floor so you feel that crunch in that oblique. It's 15 minutes, continuous movement with some slight breaks in there. What I don't want you to do, if you think about Wednesday's workout, where we did we did one round as fast as we could, took a 2-minute break. Another round as fast as we could, took a 2-minute break. Another round as fast as we could. This is completely opposite. 15-minute AMRAP, where I kind of want you to be operating at that 50 to 60% level the entire time. So we're not looking at you to have that heart rate up here. Start and stay with your heart rate kind of in a moderate place where you can get through these. A lot of this is core posterior movement that you're going to feel while you're doing these. It is going to get your heart rate up and stuff like that, but when it comes to the core, when it comes to your core and your posterior, you're going to feel the most benefit by almost pausing in some of these positions and just being really intentional with it. So hope you enjoyed your week. Have a great weekend.